Okay.
Oh yeah, then pull it in. Like he's swallowing it? Yeah.
Brett Mauser and the cast and crew of Not So Sane Entertainment are attempting to make a movie with an impossibly low budget and hopefully inspire you to do the same. Can they make a movie with just $2,500? It's a long shot.
This is the Werecow shirt. Right. This is just fabric from Joann's Fabric.
Okay.
And then this spray is this kind of fabric spray paint.
Okay.
And just gave it different colors to the straight black, what I made for my short film way back when. And then this other stuff that's on there is like 3-4 years of just being shoved around in the truck and the back of into my closet in the house. The original idea came from werewolves attack people pretty much all the time in films. Why aren't they just attacking cattle? And like it killed some cattle, but the farmers came out and either killed it or scared it off. But you know, Bessie got nicked and she didn't die. You know, so shouldn't she change too? You know, so that's where that came from. You know, and I had developed a whole thing. I called it bovine thrope, and basically that Bessie is a prize-winning cow going to the fair, and there's a full moon at the fair, and then the moon comes, and then she goes crazy and kills a bunch of people. But that's where that idea came from. Just one night, just up in the middle of the night thinking about what could I do that's somewhat different, but still relatable and people would like. One person told me specifically, I'm like, oh, that's kind of neat. And the guy said, I inspired him. I was like, with my crappy 10-minute movie, that inspired you? He's like, yeah, because you did it. You made it. You made this creature. You did all that stuff. And I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. He's like, I want to make my own. I'm like, cool. The mask I wanted to use was $600.
Right.
That was just a mask that looked like a cow. It had some horns, really cool latex, but there was zero paint to it. Like you're going to have to paint it yourself, like airbrush it. I don't have any of those skills. I don't really have costume making skills, but I can make a cheaper costume than $600. Like I think my mask came out pretty decent. The mask is cool. It's been through 3 different iterations of teeth. The first teeth were like little foam teeth, like cut from like a styrofoam cup and stuck in there. The second teeth were like Play-Doh teeth that I molded and stuck in there, but they kind of broke and came out. The third set of teeth, I found that like that it's like crafting foam, and then it hardens. And I was like, I don't know. I don't want anything too hardened, because if we're going to try to bite somebody, I don't want to hurt anybody. And then so I bought another mask after last Halloween, a wolf mask for cheap. And then I cut its mouth out and stuck it in and it has a tongue. I'm like, ooh, this looks cool. The only thing is I don't like the tongue doesn't move. So, you know, you just know it's a masky, but if you film it right, you won't ever see that tongue too much.
This is about a killer rabbit. Why is there a cow killing people?
Now, when we didn't get the location for the Kerosene Drifters concert that we wanted to, that dominoed all the way down because a lot of those scenes, when the Werecow and the rabbit were supposed to have their face off, it was supposed to be at the concert. So because that didn't work out and we didn't get a good location for that, then we had to figure out what we were going to do for that scene. And again, locations were not coming through. We just weren't able to find a location for that scene. So it came down to the wire. I mean, we're talking the day before production. What are we going to do? We got to use my house. Since it was no longer the Kerosene Drifter scene, we had to establish that location as something else. And that's how we came up with the Content Casa.
This is live content only at the Content Casa. Oh my God.
It was just going to be a bunch of influencers because in the original script, all the Kerosene Drifters were playing the concert at the social media conference. So you had all these influencers at the concert. So we had to establish that, okay, this content CASA is for all the influencers so that we could have all the influencer jokes in it that we wanted to have. It was based on like those TikTok houses that they have, where you just have a bunch of idiots living together making content. So that was what this was going to be. It just kind of made me go, we'll do whatever. We're going to rip his face off. So you'll probably want to use your hand to through the mat, through the head, to be able to rip the face off. God. Can you see through that?
You just looked at the mouth.
It did not allow me to do what I wanted to do with that scene. It's cluelessly opening the door. If I had the chance to do it again, I would turn off all the lights and I would only use our studio lights. I would light it so much differently. Because we had all the lights on and we just shot it easy to save time, to get it done, to finish it, it didn't have an atmosphere that it should have. We used the fog machine in the first take and then we didn't use it again. And it just didn't work for me. It could have been, again, another scene that could have been so much better, and it just fell flat. And unfortunately, it was one of the biggest scenes in the series, but locations just didn't come through. When a producer or somebody or locations manager or somebody says, well, yeah, we didn't get what we wanted, but it still worked. Yeah, it worked, but it hurts. It really hurts as a filmmaker. And you don't see this from me a lot. I don't let it show how much it kills me inside that we don't get to do what we planned on doing. And that's why it's so frustrating when people say, well, it worked. It worked. Yeah, but it wasn't what it was supposed to be.
Right. Okay, smile. Until I give you that. All right. And then you go like that.
I'm sure he probably had something in mind. And I didn't really, I wasn't looking at it from an Academy Award, direction, obviously. But I have a little bit of a closer connection to that character, the Werecow, than he might have. So I was just jazzed to see it finally on screen. My best friend of close to 30 years now developed that character, came up with that design and that idea for his own film that he's planning on doing sometime. And we've talked about it for years. So I was just excited to see the thing finally on film. And to bring it in as a foil to the Serial Rabbit was genius. They say the devil's in the details, but sometimes the devil is the details.
Don't overcomplicate it, because that's usually what a lot of people like to do, is they like to overcomplicate things, and they like to put a lot of like their own 2 cents into it. It's like, right now, you're the actor, you're not the director, you're not the producer, just act and do what the director says. Don't slow it down with all your ideas.
Right.
Because your ideas can slow shit down. He didn't plan for those ideas, so let's just do what he says.
Trust in the process, trust in the team, stay in your lane, and go with the flow. Just make sure that, when you do encounter some kind of a change, you envision, like you're told, okay, this is the way it's going to work, but something, maybe it's determined that something else is going to work a little bit better. You adapt, overcome, and go with the flow.
Same thing, but when you look up at the cow this time, then just pull a little bit out or whatever comes out with it and just kind of do this and like you're brushing it off. Like, this is nothing, just a flesh wound kind of a thing.
Like the Bruce Lee kind of thing? Should he taste it?
And then go ahead and give me a ready stance and then give one of these. All right.
So he jumps on my back from the couch. He jumps on my back like he's a bull rider.
Yeah. If you're okay with that, are
I'm
you
fine
okay with
with
that?
it.
Can you jump on the bull's back?
I'm fine with that as long as doesn't
How do you
hurt
want to
your back
film
or
that? And would it be easier to do something else?
I'm just wondering because if he jumps and he misses or he can't, or he can't grab on.
What if he crawls
And
up
I don't
the
know.
side
I don't
to
know
shoot
about the
So what do we try instead of him jumping? What if?
'cause I don't know if the suit can handle it because he's got to take it back and
So what if all of a sudden you have Eric walk up and grab his leg and go ah like that and bite his leg, and the bull's like ah, and he looks down. Next thing you have him going ah, and so you film him crawling up the side of the bull.
That might can you take a football stance? Like at the line, yeah, like like you're like you're going to supercharge. You can do another couple of these. That puts you on level with him to come up and start biting your neck. What the hell is this?
He just show, or actually, yeah, he like this, and you can film like this. Also, he just walks up and goes, tap, 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 just like, and then he looks over, and then he'll be like this, and he goes, he. You smile like, hi, like that, and you film.
Right to side.
Yeah, well, and he goes, yeah, so,
Smile big and crazy.
and then, yeah, just like that.
There you go.
Just like that.
Yeah, do that crazy thing, grab his arm and just.
And even you can have.
Yeah, no, I've shot it in my head. I know how we're shooting.
Okay. How are you doing it? So I know.
I'm getting a shot of him, and then when he taps, then and he looks over, blam, it's a reveal.
Okay, there you go.
And I will also get a POV shot of what he's seeing, and so he'll be doing it directly to the camera.
There you go. That's what I was hoping you would do.
I think it was pretty cool. I like it. I like seeing it square off with the rabbit, seeing both of them there. I'm like, oh, these are gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Always liked the guy in the monster outfit movies all my life, so.